Me, Sherry and Camilla Lewis now vote back for Labour Right. First time I like my votes, I for Labour Right. Years, my mother and my family, whole generation I run back a Labour Right and I run back a Labour Right. I'm going to see what they run back a Labour Right for. I'm going to eat that me at 22 years of age and I'm not afford. When you said no party to make a difference, no party, when you said no party to make a difference, you know. But me sit down and pray and watch the local difference and go back and think about it. My mother run back a JLP. When I 1 foot before she dead. And if she get a book voucher, a PMP must come gear it. I never see a JLP MP come gear it. I never. Them come on me yard, come take me out about voting. I'm like, too much more of my family, my dad to Labour. I'm going to vote for Labour Right like a big baboon. Go vote for them and I see what I get. You know what I come do? Bring in a clap bag, let me tell them some hungry. 2 pound of rice, 2 pound of flour, 1 tin of mackerel, 1 big bowl of beef in a clap bag come again. I say, I not ask you. I don't want nothing from PMP, but me not ask for free of cost. Me go to PMP, I don't want $1. Any Labour Right MP come a me yard, me a throw steel piece bar. Oh no, I not ask you no. I say, make for you come in my yard, you'll have to forget fuck. Me a throw piece bar, I not ask you. Me ear to no bad. Me ear to no. I dying for JLP step down to our country completely so. Right down, come on. All I do could done said, either people are run back on or I'm going to feel like say, I just laugh. I run back on our system, it not get no better. Harder it get harder. I don't know realize. I'm going to blind to it. I don't run back at them. I'm there with our comments under the video and talk them for my son up and until mama. I'm not afraid of nobody. I wait for Uno. I wait for the JLP MP who come and come tell me about come vote. I wait to know with peace when I ask you. And any family member me have, I'm going to vote for JLP. You can't tell all England, so you can't beg me $5. If me soon are dead, me not go na $1. As some heart go cool, me not go no nothing. You can't get nothing from me. Nothing me not go no. Not even ice cement you can't get from me. Me not ask you no. I chew that to me eat Labour Right. Me not any family me have made a mistake. I vote for me eat on me cut you off. Brawling metal no. Cause no one better than life. No one suffer. Me grow comes to the whole and run back at JLP. Every the old pan back at JLP. Everything you don't see JLP. I mean, I look for no found, but good gracious God, people run back out and do this and do that. And they don't make no easy for nobody. You think we're going to say, the woman, my granny have her property name sitting here and say, they want to go to school and go start to school, but we don't have vote. Come forward. I want to catch her, come up, but she go vote. But she go vote for nobody for me. I say, oh, the candidate back with Berry. Now vote for Labour Right. Can't tell me that. Now put on for the farm now, because the local election, I said, I wrote the week there. I know say I missed the day period, they call me. I vote for PMP. Sorry, but I'm sorry. Truth is the truth.
Members of the Jamaican Fire Brigade who respond to the 3-vehicle collision that claimed the life of controversial cult leader Kevin Smith says people injured in the crash refused to be transported in the same ambulance as Smith. Bless up to my viewers and my subscribers them. I hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful evening. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every and any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray, because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, we also have an update coming up from the Melissa Silvera case, also from Ninja Man. Ninja Man's in another letter from behind bars. Now, my people, remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're a new viewers, first time on my channel, then please subscribe to my channel and turn on the post notification bell. So whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. Alright? And thanks to each and everyone that subscribed to my channel. We are now at 78,000 subscribers. A big thank you. We have done it. You understand? But the journey just began. We want to reach 80k before the end of this month. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Enough love, enough respect. Thanks to each and every one. Now, people, make a run the intro and come back. So welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now, people, remember to leave a like on this video. Remember to give it a thumbs up. Alright? Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet. Now I could go straight into the report. A bail application hearing for murder accused and former West St. Mary Member of Parliament Jolyan Silvera has been set for April 11. Silvera was remanded into custody after making his second court appearance today. Now, people, no bail for Mr. Silvera. Him not deserve to get no bail none at all. And I feel like if this man get bail, he will run away. So I don't think him shouldn't get no bail. But let me hear what him lawyer had to say, people.
In a general way, we can't say much because the strictures that were imposed on the last occasion still obtain. And I think it's important for persons to recognize that based on the offenses for which Mr. Silvera is charged, they would fall within the band where there is an in-camera hearing. And we have to abide by that ruling. We have to comply with the law. So all that I can say at this point in time, Ms. Riley and I, all that we can say is that the matter is fixed for bail application on the 11th of April. On that date, the court will hear submissions from us as to why it is that Mr. Silvera is a good and fit candidate for bail, and I would imagine that the prosecution will make a contribution to that in terms of their own position, but that's about it.
Mr. Champagne,
yes.
As the media, should we expect that the rest of hearings will be in camera?
I can't answer that. I wouldn't be so presumptuous to answer that. Discretions are exercised, and the judge was well within her rights to determine how to treat this matter. As I said before, based on the offense. It's not just the offense of murder, but it's committing the offense by using, they're saying, an illegal firearm, in an illegal way rather.
Given that you know the facts of the case, is there at any point that you think she'll be able to, grant some discretion?
The facts of the case are yet to be determined. I have firm instructions, and my client is indicating that he's innocent, and all of that will be ventilated in court. So going forward, it's really a matter for the judge. It's not a matter for us as to whether or not there is going to be a situation where the media is allowed in.
Any concerns about his well-being? How he is in terms of where he's being held?
No, not at this moment. Not at this moment.
He's doing okay.
I wouldn't say that. If you're in that position, you could not be doing okay. There is obviously grave concern. He's anxious to be vindicated. He's anxious to have his day in court. And he is very, very much concerned, very apprehensive, as anyone would in that particular position.
What can you say about his children? Do you know anything, how they take it?
I have absolutely no comment to make on that. We have repeatedly said that in the comments that follow on social media, one must always be mindful of the children. They are young, they are children, persons who ought to be protected, the most vulnerable actually. So I really have no comment on that. It's very important that we appreciate that this, on so many levels, was just a tragic situation.
Members of the Jamaican Fire Brigade who respond to the 3-vehicle collision that claimed the life of controversial cult leader Kevin Smith say people injured in the crash refuse to be transported in the same ambulance as Kevin Smith. Now, people, me not understand what they say when them say Kevin Smith lose his life, because until today, me still not have no confirmation of Kevin Smith losing his life. And another thing, when Kevin Smith was on the crash scene, Kevin Smith have the mask over his face. And when him in the hospital or the morgue, him have the mask in his hand. Someone have to know if a dead man can take off a mask off his face and hold it in his hand. Or at them take it off and make him hold it in his hand. Wanna tell me how that one they work? Because I know someone must did see the picture them, I know someone must did see the video them. But let me hear what the fire brigade had to say, people.
The cult pastor died in a motor vehicle crash while on his way to court in Kingston in October 2021. 2 district officers, Paul Blair and Cambridge Gentles, both attached to the Linstead Fire Station, gave testimony about what they saw and experienced at the crash site. Blair said he arrived at the scene of the crash and saw a blue Toyota Corolla, a white Ford Ranger, and a red vehicle. Blair said he began assessing the state of 3 seriously injured policemen who were traveling with Smith. He said he indicated to the crew of the Emergency Medical Services Team, EMS, to begin treating the injured policemen. Blair said at that time, Smith and one of the policemen were already believed to be dead. According to the district officer, the 3 policemen were taken to the Spanish Town Hospital, while Smith would be transported to the Linstead Hospital. Blair noted that before leaving the scene, he instructed District Officer Gentles to call the Linstead Hospital to transport Smith and the other injured parties involved in the crash. In his testimony, District Officer Gentle said those individuals included a female driver from the red vehicle and 2 persons in the Ford Ranger. Gentle said all 3 indicated they did not wish to travel with Smith's body to the hospital. The district officer said he instead directed the EMC crew to transport Smith's body alone to the hospital. The coroner's inquest is set to resume on Friday. Smith was arrested after 2 members of his congregation were killed at his church on October 17, 2021, as part of what's believed to have been a human sacrifice. He was being transported to Kingston to face formal charges of wounding, along with gun and murder charges in connection with the killings. Smith, along with Detective Constable Orlando Irons, were the only 2 casualties in the 3-vehicle crash.
Now, the original front teeth, gold teeth, Dan Gargan, Ninja Man, send out another letter to the opposition leader, the Ministry of National Security, the Prime Minister, and whosoever need to get this letter. Now, people, this is like the second letter that Ninja Man send out, and just hear what Ninja Man to say, people.
This is Ninja Man's second letter to the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Security Minister, Minister of Justice, the opposition leader, and other interested parties. This is a follow-up to the first letter that was released in November 2023. This letter was stamped and approved by Superintendent Campbell, compiled and narrated by Jojo Mack. First and foremost, I would like to wish everyone a prosperous, healthy, and safe 2024. This is a second letter referencing the penal institution in regard to the rehabilitation and suggestions brought forward. I would like to thank the opposition leader, Mark Golding, for his response. It was greatly appreciated. It was brought to my attention that some people were critical of the Prime Minister, the ruling party, that they did not directly respond to that letter. I want people to understand that they did not ignore that letter because it was mentioned several times, whether on the campaign trail or in Parliament. It was acknowledged and was not criticized in any way. The letter was also acknowledged by the Chief Justice as well. You could say different strokes for different folks. What we must all remember is that while they may take time to recognize a letter, they're in no way, shape, or form obligated to do so, and that is why I laud them in this moment. Since the publication of that letter, I have seen where changes are beginning to take place in the institution. I am not sure if those changes were manifested in thought before the letter, but I have seen them being implemented since. Please know that I have never written a letter asking for favors for myself or to complain about me suffering in prison. I have never asked for anything to benefit me personally, but instead for the benefit and strength of the country and its people. In your positions at the helm of society, it is sometimes harder to see what's at your feet. Those who are on the ground can see more clearly as they are directly affected by what is there. They're at the root of what is happening. We have first-hand experience. Therefore, it would be wise to give an ear to what we have to say. So yes, we appreciate the acknowledgement, publicly or otherwise. This shows that you are listening to what the people in your charge have to say, even those who are not in the free world. I've had many conversations with a lot of those who are behind bars, and I've come to realize that when a person is sentenced to serve time, the most impactful moment is that moment they're sentenced, as they fast realize that this will be their lives for as long as the sentence lasts. They have conditioned their minds to the fact that this will be their fate, and therefore pull on their strengths to take them through it. A place like General Penitentiary could be changed to the Jamaica School of Discipline, where people are taught how to behave, where anger management is part of the daily routine, as a lot of people have committed crimes because they were angry and were not privy to outlets where that anger could be channeled in a more positive way. I spoke of lending myself in ways that can aid in getting them the help they need as they serve the time they were handed, and a vast amount of my fans are willing to assist in helping to see the solutions I suggested come to fruition. Through my foundation, through my team on the outside, they are willing to make donations, whether monetarily or donations in the form of equipment or other supplies that are needed to make this a reality. We can do this through contact with the relevant authorities. As I suggested, having access to learning new skills or improving on the skills they already have can be a huge part of the rehabilitation process. Not everyone institutionalized had or still have bad intentions. So if they're offered options that can assist them in being progressive members of society when they're released, the country will benefit. After all, at the end of the day, when that man or woman returns to the general populace, it will be as someone with a more positive mindset. I spoke about those who already have a skill set that can make a contribution to the country while serving their time. But for those who are not skilled, the institution could offer classes to help them garner skills that will help them when they return to society. The aim would be to not have criminals return to society, but people who will be geared for a more purposed lifestyle. On the other hand, the prison system could be seen as an income-generating agency that funds itself, as mentioned in my first letter to you. The Prime Minister, the opposition leader, Minister of Justice, Minister of Security, and other members of your cabinet. We have one of the best deputy commissioners of prison in the institution, Miss Stone, who have served on many levels. She knows every prisoner by name and she's well respected. Given the right tools, she can make a difference. Superintendent Campbell is one of the best and most respected in the prison system. He aids in fostering peace and unity within the system, along with Superintendent Clark and others whose names I can't remember at this time. They are the kind of people who are willing to see these ideas come to life, but they need help to make it happen. We are willing to help. I, Ninja Man, am more than willing to help. I know in my heart that my Prime Minister, my Leader of Opposition, and other leaders in government would not reject something that would be for the amelioration of the country. People talk about prisoners living on taxpayers' money. That can be a thing of the past. We need to utilize the facilities at Spanish Town Prison for livestock farming. There's a greenhouse that can be utilized to help fund the prison system as well. People who pay taxes would like to see their taxes used in other ways to support the country, not feed able-bodied prisoners. But funding is needed to implement these efforts. I, Ninja Man, have paid my share of taxes, but I do not want to be fed from taxpayers' contributions. There was once a program in the system called Reference for Life that started at the gun court and extended to Spanish Town and General Penitentiary that was doing so well that inmates doing life sentences could go out under supervision to do what the government required of them. It was doing so well that some could even visit their families and return to the institution, and there was no problem. Treating the problem from the inside out can indeed make Jamaica a better place. There are many Jamaicans living abroad. They get on the internet to air their grievances about their fear of returning to Jamaica because of criminality. We would love for them to have a change of heart, and this is one way of restoring the confidence they once had. Once again, I am begging the Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition, Minister of Security, Minister of Justice, and other relevant members of government to walk the prison, have conversations with the prisoners, so you can see that there are many people with a lot of good inside who are willing to be rehabilitated. The JDF can help in this feat. As we all know, teamwork makes the dream work. I do not believe my thoughts are superfluous, as everything I have suggested is viable. Once again, I pray you take this into consideration. In my next letter, I will have a list of what is needed in order to be fully operational. Much respect and blessings. With love, Ninja Man.
Now, people, state your thought on that down below in the comment section. And as usual, people, remember, please leave a like on this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe if you haven't subscribed as yet and turn on the post notification bell so whenever we drop new content, you will be first to be notified. We are now on our way to 80k subscribers, so make we get there, people. Alright? Enough love, enough respect. I'm checking out.